Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Jesse Benedetti, and we're going to talk a little bit about today in the Costanza experiment, and we're going to talk about something a little bit controversial today. I'm going to say some stuff that's going to crush a lot of people's dreams and hopes and beliefs and thoughts, and that's going to be okay. It's everybody's different. So I'm going to start with this with a disclaimer. Everybody's different, I promise you. But for the majority, a great majority, and I'm talking 99% of people, this is true stuff that I'm about to tell you, and I'll back it up with some fact, some information, some studies and things like that. But the thing that's going to be controversial that we're going to be talking about today is what's the best way to lose weight? All right. Now, this may be different for everybody depending on your goal. The best way to lose weight, the quickest, let me just tell you, less food and move a lot, cardio. That's very short term, and it can come back to sting you and bite in the ass. I promise you, if you try to lose weight quickly with bad nutrition, by eating too less, and by doing a lot of cardio, that weight's not only going to come back, but it's going to come back worse and probably more, and it's going to stay there for a while. There was some research done recently on what's the best way to lose fat, best way to lose weight consistently in the long term and be healthy. Is it nutrition alone? Is it nutrition and resistance training or strength training? Is it resistance training, or the nutrition, resistance, and cardio? Is it nutrition and cardio? Which pair makes the best? And we'll talk about the answer in just a second. But let me tell you a little bit about something and what's brought this up. There's a couple of things. First thing that's brought it up recently is this is the beginning of the new year. So people want to shave the pounds quick. They want to get them off there quick. They want to do everything possible without really manipulating their nutrition. They want their cake literally and eat it too. All right. So and it just doesn't work that way. I'm going to tell you something very, very, very important. If you don't listen to anything else, listen to this. You cannot decide what is working and what is not working until you have constants in your life. What I mean by that, and until your nutrition is constantly on par, doing great all the time for at least 4 weeks, don't decide that you need to do other things. If you're strength training or resistance training, whatever you're doing, that's great. You do need to move. At the least walk 10,000 steps a day, at the very, very least. All right. And that's not even going to be considered cardio. So don't even think about that. That's just, you need to move. Our bodies are designed throughout history that we need to move. And we are way, way too sedentary right now where we're just staying doing nothing. So the first thing, you got to have some constants. The number one constant that we don't account for is nutrition. Why? Because we have 5 days, 6 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is that we're doing pretty good. And all of a sudden, boom, we binge. Boom, we overeat. Boom, we do everything. And this isn't just one of you. So if it's just one of you thinking I'm talking, no, it's everybody. And it's me, including me. I've been on this bandwagon. This was me back in my young, youthful days at my heaviest. It was 220 pounds. And as you can see, that happy face right there, it was not fun. Right. But I was in a lot of denial also. I thought, well, I'm big boned, or it's genetics. Nobody in my family has ever been lean. Nobody's ever done this. And I don't want to be restrictive, and I don't want to punish myself, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that. And I was just going to live my life. That was a long time ago, and a whole nother body ago, and a whole nother understanding of what it took to get to that position. So I'm telling you these things from a long time of trial and error, a long time of learning, a long time of researching, a long time of studying, a long time of what works and what doesn't work, short-term, long-term, medium-term, all the terms in between. So I want you to know that I'm telling you this not just because I think it's good. I'm telling you this because I have to tell myself this all the time. Let's take this year, for example. It's been 11 days into this year. I started my weight at 193.3, right? That's fine. I don't mind. That's whatever. I've gone 11 days. I have super strict because of what I'm doing to get ready for a bodybuilding competition. So that's why I'm only saying that because it's super strict. I'm eating tons of calories. I promise you, I'm eating tons of calories. I'm eating tons of nutrition. It's just good. It's just whole food. And I'm not cheating. I'm not deviating. I'm not having alcohol. I'm not having cake, cookies, all that kind of stuff. I'm not having chips. I'm not saying that's for you. And I'm not saying that's what I would do normally, but I'm doing it for a specific purpose. It's just a little bit more enhanced or intensified because I'm doing it for something specific in a short-term goal. But That's not the point. Point is, it's been 11 days. Guess how much weight I've lost? I've cut out all the alcohol. I spent the last 3 months of the year drinking almost every single day. I was eating chips. I was eating ice cream, eating this. That's why I gained all the weight to get it to the point where I was. Guess how much weight I've lost? 1.1 pounds in 11 days. 1.1. Now, there's a part of me, that old part of me, that thinks to myself, you got to go run. You got to go run. You got to go run. You got to go do this. You got to get on the elliptical for an hour. You got to put a sauna suit on. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to. And then the wiser, more intelligent, more understanding me says, whoa, calm down. You know better than this. Your body is in a very metabolic, chaotic state right now. That's what happens when we eat too much for too often, or when we're not regular eating nutrition and having it good for that 4 weeks I was talking about before. Your body gets thrown into this metabolic state of chaos, and it doesn't know what to do. So I'm telling you, if you don't listen to anything else, if you want to know what's working and what's not working, what's good for you, what's not good for you, it's that 4 weeks of good nutrition. I'm not saying you have to do it forever, but you need a solid baseline. That's no deviation. It's 4 weeks, no deviation, right? Nothing where you're doing this and going high and going low, because it messes up the formula. And then while you're doing that, do some strength training, do whatever you do normally, and go from there. So that's what we're talking about that. Now, let me explain why. Because a lot of people have been coming to me at the beginning of the year and said, I need more cardio, I need to lose more weight. And that's false. Very, very false. Now I can say this until I'm blue in the face and nobody wants to listen to me. Why? Because it's worked for you in the past. It worked for me in the past. It's very short term. We are programmed and conditioned because of media and marketing, and because it is a very short term quick fix. If I go out and run an hour today, I'm going to feel exhilarated. I'm going to have that runner's high. Now, keep something in mind. I'm going to say this right now. I'm not saying cardio is not the key. What I am telling you is that cardio is not the key to good weight loss consistently and healthy. All right. Do we need cardio? Yes, it's going to improve our lungs, and it's going to improve our bodies, and it's going to give us the things that we need. I'm talking about the people that are obsessed with cardio, the people that think that cardio is the end all be all. It's not. It is not. What it is strength training. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But I'm bringing this to light because it's something I'm currently going through, and I've gone through year after year after year. As much as I know, and as much as I've learned, and as much as I've seen it in my own self, I still battle this whole thing that I need to do more cardio. Relax, just relax a little bit, get a good solid baseline on the nutrition, and then we can go from there. Until that happens, nothing else really matters. I'm telling you, nothing else really matters until the nutrition. Nutrition is the weight loss or weight gain. That's where we need to understand. Now, let me talk about what I saw before. This is from the National Library of Medicine. I'm going to put this, the link in wherever you're looking at this. I'm going to put the link in the National Library of Medicine. This is a study that was done that compared what is the best way, the most effective and the most efficient long-term way to lose weight, be healthy. Is it nutrition alone? Is it nutrition and cardio? Is it nutrition and resistance training, aka strength training? Is it nutrition and cardio and strength training? Out of all the combinations that you have out there, the best number one is scientifically, empirically proven way is nutrition and strength training, right? Now, I love cardio. I do. I love HIIT training. I love elliptical. I like to run sometimes. I like kickboxing. So I put that in a part of my life, but I don't make that my go-to, my ace in the hole. Because what happens throughout the years, I've broken limbs. I've had surgery, and you can't do stuff. So what do you fall back on? What do you fall back on? You can fall back on nutrition alone, but if nutrition hasn't been set to a certain level before that, it's not going to work so well either. You can always do some type of strength training unless you're just completely immobilized, and that's a whole nother world. That's the exception. I'm not talking about the exception to the rules. I'm not talking about the anomalies. I'm not talking about the outliers. I'm talking about everybody in here. The majority of us have 4 good working limbs for the most part. We have a healthy body, healthy mind, and we're trying to keep it that way. And I'm trying to keep it that way for you also. I want you to keep it that way as you go through everything. So this is one article out of many that says the same thing over and over again. So why do we think that running and cardio is our key? Well, it's because it happens quickly, right? It's immediate, and that's what we want. We want it right now. I want to push that button and I want my Amazon delivery right now. I want to push that button and I want my seamless order to me right now. I want to run and I want to lose weight right now. And it happens. It happens. It satisfies our needs to do that. And so we think that's what works for us without trying to alter our mind. But what happens with that happen is that we eat and we lose weight, and all of a sudden our bodies plateau and it adapts to that feeling. Okay, this is what your body's thinking. Okay, I'm here. Now I'm going to have this. All right. Then you don't do anything. So what do? You eat less and then you move more and you start running more and more. And eventually it's just going to be two different escalating things. One's going to go down, one's going to go up, and you're not going to be able to sustain it. And then we're in this cycle all over again. So I need you to understand that your body, though, if you're doing strength training with cardio, if you want to do cardio, that's great. We do need that in our lives. I'm just telling you right now, I'm saying it again. I'm not saying don't do cardio or it is inferior or you don't like it. I'm saying that is not your go-to. Good nutrition and strength training. It is not me saying it. It's the National Library of Medicine saying it, and me. I'm telling you right now, right? So why? Why do we put so much stock in that cardio on? It's because it's effective quickly. It solves things quickly. But do you want something solved quickly that you're going to have to do numerous times over and over and over? No. We want something that we can have control of, something that we're going to do. Now, if we do put the weight on, that's fine. We know how to take it off. Nutrition. Right. So I need to understand nutrition is for weight loss and weight gain. Until that is a constant, nothing else in there needs to happen. We have all these variables that we could play with. We have all these different things that we could play with in our life of nutrition, cardio, doing this. How much do I sit? How much do I walk? We're not paying attention to anything. We don't track anything. We're doing this. I think I'm doing this much. I think I know this much. But do you really? Do you really? I would bet everything, unless you're some anomaly. But if you do 4 weeks of consistent, correct eating with the correct macros, the correct nutrients, with the correct calorie expenditure, if you do all of that stuff for 4 weeks and you see no difference, then okay, then we need to add some cardio. If you do a lot in 4 weeks and you don't see anything, okay, fine. But I'm just telling you, you've got to give it a shot first. Give it a shot. For you, for me, for everybody. I'm doing it right now. It's hard. It's hard not to go out there and try to run off the fat, try to run off the calories, try to do this. We're not talking extreme places because we want something that we're going to do in our journey of fitness. And that's what we're going to do in our journey of fitness, is that we're going to use the things that are out there for us. If you need any help with any of this, reach out to me. Otherwise, I just hope you get something out of it. Remember, that's the biggest, most important thing, is get constant. We got to have constants before we can alter the variables. That's all I'm saying. All right. You got to have a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace out.